We've all had those days, right? Something goes wrong, maybe something big, maybe small, and you just think, why me?
Oh, absolutely. Or, if only this one thing were different.
Exactly. Like if I just had more luck or a better job or lived somewhere else, everything would click. It feels so uh, common to see ourselves as kind of pushed around by outside stuff.
Yeah, by circumstances, other people, just fate, maybe?
Well, okay, prepare to maybe rethink that a little because this deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
we're exploring something really profound but also kind of simple.
Okay.
And maybe
Yeah.
your own thoughts are the ones actually building your life, like the architects of your destiny working behind the scenes.
Ah, okay. That's a big idea.
It is. And to help us sort of unpack this, we're leaning heavily on a book by Reuben Juma Onunga, called From Thought to Destiny, Practical Lessons from As a Man Thinketh.
Ah, so it connects to James Allen's classic.
Exactly. It's like a modern guide to it.
Right.
Takes those ideas, which are over a century old,
Mm-hmm.
and shows how incredibly relevant they still are right now for you.
Bringing it into the 21st century. Wow.
Bring it into the
You know,
21st
baby.
century. Got it. Yeah. So our goal today, our mission, is to figure out how these thoughts, these silent builders, really shape everything. Your character, your health, success, relationships, all of it.
And maybe find some practical ways to, manage them?
Precisely. Find that blueprint for actually mastering your thoughts, because that seems to be the key to mastering your life.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Where do we start?
Okay, so let's dig into that core, that central idea. Yeah. James Allen summed it up so simply. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Right. Almost sounds too simple, doesn't it?
It does. But the book, Onunga's book, says this isn't just, a nice thought. It calls it a universal law. How does that work? How is it a law?
Well, that's what's really interesting. It argues that thoughts aren't just abstract things floating around. They're like silent seeds.
Silent seeds.
Yeah. Planted in your mind, germinating, growing, all unseen at first, way before they show up in the open field of life, as the book puts it.
Okay, so it pushes back against the idea that it's all external.
Exactly. It stresses that the real battlefield is within the mind. That's where the primary shaping happens, often without us even noticing.
That image of silent seeds is powerful. Makes you think about what's growing in there when you're not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And the book uses this really clear example about a typical worker's day, or rather two workers.
Okay.
So picture one person, let's call him Alex. He wakes up and instantly his mind is just full of complaints. His boss is unfair, the job stinks, the world's against him.
We all know someone like that, maybe been someone like that on a bad day.
Right. And he carries that feeling, that sort of negative lens through his whole day. Every little thing confirms his belief that life is just miserable.
And unsurprisingly, his day is miserable. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way.
Totally. But then contrast him with Maria. Same workplace, maybe even the same challenges, but she chooses differently.
How so?
She focuses on gratitude, maybe, sees opportunities instead of just problems. She views setbacks as like learning moments.
A different mindset.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, she feels well satisfied. The book makes this really sharp point. The difference wasn't fate, it was thought. Thought is the lens we look through.
That really shifts the responsibility, doesn't it? It's less about what happens to you and more about your internal interpretation.
Exactly. And you know what's fascinating? Modern psychology actually backed this up quite a bit.
Oh, absolutely. Things like cognitive behavioral therapy. They're built on this very idea. Our inner self-talk, the images in our mind, our thought patterns, they demonstrably shape our moods, our actions, and our outcomes.
So it's not just positive thinking fluff.
Not at all. It's about deliberate mental discipline, consciously working to improve the quality of your thoughts, which leads to that question the book poses.
What seeds are you sowing, consciously or not?
Yeah, every day. Makes you pause, doesn't it?
It really does. Okay, so if thoughts shape our daily experience that much,
Yeah.
what about the deeper stuff, like our character, who we fundamentally are? I like the analogy the book uses. Think about a building. We admire the outside, the walls, the roof.
The visible parts.
Yeah. But it all stands on something invisible. That foundation, that's character. How do thoughts build that?
Well, the book puts it very directly. Good thoughts bear good fruit, bad thoughts bad fruit. Simple as that.
Like farming.
Exactly like farming. Character isn't instant. It's formed thought by thought, choice by choice, slowly, steadily. A farmer knows you cannot reap wheat from maize. The seed dictates the harvest.
So consistent thoughts of honesty, maybe? They grow into integrity.
Precisely. And consistent thoughts of, say, resentment or greed, they'll eventually manifest too, just as reliably. It's described as a kind of mental agriculture.
It's not just about big actions then, but the tiny thoughts leading up to them.
And Onunga illustrates this really well with an example of two business people.
Ah, yeah, I remember that. One person's thoughts are all about, like, fairness, good service, treating people right.
Right. Building trust. Maybe their growth seems slower, steadier. But that reputation, built on those thoughts, becomes this incredibly solid asset. Real wealth.
Okay. And the other one?
Their mind is buzzing with cunning and shortcuts. How to get ahead quick, maybe cut corners, deceive a little.
And it might look successful for a while, flashy even.
For a time, maybe. But the book argues their downfall isn't really an if, it's a when, because trust is the foundation. And once that collapses,
the whole thing falls apart. So the difference isn't just smarts or luck.
no. The core difference is character, shaped by thought. That unseen foundation determining if the structure lasts.
Wow. And that applies everywhere, not just business.
Oh, absolutely. Leadership, community roles, families, definitely.
Oh.
You know, titles may open doors, but only integrity keeps them open.
That's powerful.
And parents, through their consistent thoughts of love, patience, fairness, they model this invisible wealth of character for their kids. It's a legacy.
So it makes you think,
Mhm.
what kind of foundation am I building right now with my thoughts?
That's the challenge, isn't it?
Okay, this next part, this is where it got really interesting for me. Maybe a little confronting.
Go on.
This idea of an unbreakable law of cause and effect. But in the mind,
Yeah.
it puts it so bluntly. Thought is the cause and circumstance is the effect.
And what's kind of revolutionary there is how directly it challenges the idea that life is just stuff happening to us, external forces, luck, whatever.
Right. It puts the control, or at least the origin point,
Yeah.
inside.
Exactly. It uses that example of two students. Imagine one student deep down believes they're just not capable, not smart enough.
Okay.
That thought, that belief directly leads to, well, half-hearted effort. Why bother if you're doomed to fail, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
And then, predictably, the results aren't great, which just reinforces the original thought. See, I told you I wasn't smart enough. It's a loop.
A negative feedback loop, yeah.
But then you have another student, maybe they struggle too initially, but they hold on to the thought, the belief that they can learn, they can improve.
So that thought fuels what? Perseverance.
Exactly. They keep trying, maybe ask for help, put in the work. And naturally, the results start to get better. It's not magic.
It's cause and effect.
Thoughts of limitation cause failure, while thoughts of possibility cause progress. It's like mental physics.
What strikes me is how fair that sounds.
Yeah.
The book says this law does not favor the wealthy over the poor. Anyone can use it.
That's the empowering part. It suggests that no matter where you are right now, you hold the key to changing your circumstances by changing your thoughts.
So if things aren't going well, instead of blaming everything else.
The advice is examine your thoughts. Seriously, ask yourself, what beliefs am I holding here? What attitudes have I been feeding? What mental habits are running the show?
That takes honesty.
It does. But that's the first step to becoming, as the book says, a conscious sower in your own mind, realizing you get to choose what seeds you plant. So what seeds of possibility could you start planting? Maybe today.
A conscious sower. I like that. And speaking of choosing where to direct things, that brings up purpose, right?
It's another huge piece.
The book uses this great image. Ships that sail without anchors, just drifting.
That's what a life without purpose feels like, isn't it? Aimless, tossed around by every little thing.
Yeah. So how does purpose connect to thought?
Well, purpose gives thought direction, and direction gives life meaning. A mind focused on a clear purpose. It doesn't get easily derailed. It learns to see challenges not as stops, but as detours or even opportunities to learn something needed for the bigger goal.
Okay.
Think about young people today with so many distractions. One might just drift, trying a bit of everything, never really getting anywhere.
Spread thin.
Yeah. But another has found their purpose. They learn to filter everything, opportunities, distractions, even their own thoughts through that purpose. Does this align? Does it help me move forward?
And their life eventually shows more
Yeah.
focus, more impact.
Lasting, meaningful fruit, as the book calls it. Purpose is the anchor. It helps you say no to things that don't serve it.
Okay, but finding that purpose, that can feel huge. How do you even start?
The book suggests it often begins with a whisper, not necessarily a lightning bolt. It encourages looking inward, asking yourself things like, What really moves me? What problems do I genuinely care about? What kind of mark do I want to leave?
So introspection first.
Right. And then, crucially, clarifying that whisper, turning a vague feeling into concrete goals. Doing good is nice, but what good how? Specific aims give your thoughts something solid to latch onto.
Makes sense. Vague goals lead to vague thoughts, probably.
Exactly. And the practical outcome, purpose actually simplifies life. Sounds counterintuitive, maybe?
How so?
Because once you know your North Star, you know what not to focus on. You can let go of trying to do everything. You focus your energy on the few things that matter most.
Less scattered energy, more focused power.
Precisely. That focused energy over time builds mastery and, importantly, fulfillment. So the question for you listening is, what's your North Star? What purpose is guiding your thoughts?
Lots to think about there. Okay, we've covered these big ideas thought as seeds, character, cause and effect, purpose. But, wisdom isn't much good if it just stays in the book.
Wisdom remains incomplete until it is lived. Yeah, the book is very clear on that.
So how do we live this? What's the practical day-to-day application? We need that blueprint.
And thankfully, the book provides one, a really helpful, practical blueprint for daily application with concrete steps.
Okay, like what? Give us some highlights.
All right, first, begin each day with thought discipline. Instead of noise phone, news, whatever, start with silence and reflection.
Like deliberately set the mental tone for the day.
Exactly. Plant good seeds, gratitude, calm, intention before the world starts sowing weeds of stress or reaction.
Okay, that sounds doable. What else?
Second, actively guard the gate of the mind. This is about thought substitution.
Meaning?
Recognizing negative thoughts when they pop up, fear, anger, envy, and consciously, deliberately replacing them with better ones. Peace, forgiveness, a constructive thought. Don't just let the negative ones linger.
Actively swapping them out. Okay. Third, consciously nurture thoughts that strengthen relationships. Before you speak, maybe even before you judge someone in your head, ask, what thought am I putting out here? Is it building a bridge or a wall?
Wow, that could change a lot of interactions.
It really could.
Ah,
And finally, seek serenity daily. This isn't about hiding away. It's about finding small moments of stillness during the day, even just a minute or two to reset, breathe, restore calm.
like little mental tune-ups.
And remembering that serenity is strength, not weakness. It's where clarity comes from.
This is great, really practical stuff. But it's not magic, right? Not a one-and-done thing.
Definitely not. The book is upfront. Thought mastery is not achieved in a day. It is a lifelong discipline.
You have to keep at it.
You do. You'll slip up.
Yeah.
The key is just coming back to the practice. Persistence is the secret, it says. So, looking at these tools, which one feels like something you could start using, maybe even today?
Good question for everyone listening. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's just circle back to that core message. Your thoughts, they're the hidden architects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silently building your reality, shaping your character, your peace, everything.
And the power, but also the weight of that is, well, the responsibility lies with you.
Every morning, that canvas of thought is blank. You choose the picture.
It's a constant creation.
So maybe we can leave everyone with this final, really potent thought from the source itself. In the silence of your heart, destiny is forming even now.
Wow.
Let it be noble. Let it be purposeful. Let it be serene.
That's something to sit with, because ultimately the greatest power we have isn't external, it's internal. It's the power to think.
So, what will you choose to think today? And what destiny will you create?